leveraging and building your brand?
Both Facebook and Instagram.
Right on, Thug Bully. All right, no problem. So, all right, so perfect, perfect. I have a ton of stuff that I've done and that other clients have done as well that they're leveraging concerning Facebook and Instagram specifically. And what's great is because we are early on fan base, we can leverage these same tactics that to the best of our ability and then measure those suckers because that will put us ahead of the time. So a year from now, people are going to be looking to how we have built the most engagement on the app. So it has been my observation that most people get ahead during the time that others waste. That is a quote by Henry Ford. And Henry Ford, we know who that is, the dude that made Ford and everything like that. And, Ford is the best of Texas. That's one of their commercials. So we're going to talk about Facebook profile engagement tactics. While new features will be added and changes will be made over time, the principles are still relatively the same. Make sure your content is exciting and engaging. When you do, people will respond and you will be boosted higher in the algorithm more than not. Also, make sure that you engage with others as well. Build those relationships and be kind. Engaging means when someone comments, you want to comment right away to the best of your ability or set a time aside for each and every single day where you'll spend an hour making sure that you are replying, asking questions to people who comment and reply on your stuff because that's going to keep them coming back for more. You want to make sure you even go on their page and show them some love as well. And so that's going to be something that's absolutely beautiful. It's something that you're definitely going to want to do. So we're going to talk about the highest tactics on Facebook. Go live on Facebook consistently. I'm a true testament to this. And across 3 months of going live a lot, I actually ended up amassing 10,000 views and started making money as well. And I would just, I was just experimenting, trying a whole bunch of different things. However, there's Facebook Lives where, what I'm saying, I've been able to secure, 4-figure contracts. I've been able to build relationships. I've been able to invite people onto my show and vice versa. So you guys want people to see you. Think of it like this. Content is like flirting, right? You're at a bar, you're at a club, and you see this cute girl. You know what I'm saying? And I believe you both are in relationships, JB John, your fiance. When you wanted her attention, you would wink to her, smile, buy her a drink, that type of jazz, try to engage a conversation with her. It's the same thing on social media. All the people in your target audience is that they are that cute girl. And every time you post content, you're like, hey, check out what I can do for you. And so that's what you kind of want. You want them to see you on a consistent and regular basis. When we look at our phones, right? We can say something, and because we accept the terms of service, what happens is everybody actually starts to see ads based upon the things that we say, based upon the things that we search. And that's just a stronger form of marketing because what that does is it actually flirts for you on behalf of you once you start getting into the ad space. So it's the same thing. Or when we're watching television, we see the same daggone commercials. If we from the hood, we go see the pawn shop commercials. We're going to see the Walmart commercials. We're going to see daggone McDonald's commercials. When we get to the suburbs, we're going to see the Target and the Starbucks commercials, the Costco commercials. It's all intentional because they are flirting with us and they want us to buy their drinks, or they want to buy drinks from us, right? So going live on Facebook is extremely, extremely technical. You want to leverage Facebook's backgrounds. So for an example, I have about, more than 5 posts that have actually, I would consider in the comment world, gone viral, where there's more than 100 plus comments on there. And I mean, the engagement was out of this world to the point where it took a few days to just respond to everyone. And it just kept going and going and going. And so Facebook has those backgrounds that when we go to type, if we click where it has those those little squares with pictures on it with different designs on it, we click those suckers and we simplify what we're trying to say. Facebook's gonna boost that higher in the algorithm because they want us to continuously use what it is that they have to keep us on the app longer. So if you plan those out in advance, it'll work to your advantage. But quick question: someone had asked me not too long ago what I meant by Facebook backgrounds. Do you know what I mean by that?
I don't.
Okay, so go to Facebook. I'm gonna talk you through it. Go to Facebook, and as you get ready to post, I'm going to talk you through it so you can see what I'm talking about. So when it says what's on your mind, you're going to click that. And then at the bottom in that menu, you're going to see photo, video, tag people, feeling activity, check-in, live video, background color. If you click background color, it's going to pull up all of these squares, right? Then to the right, you're going to see they call it not the hamburger menu, but the nine squared menu. You click that and it's going to pull up multiple backgrounds. It's going to pull up avatars. It's going to pull up new. It's going to pull up more. So all of these backgrounds can be leveraged to your brand. So you pick one, and what you do is you type what it is that you want to say. Now, you don't want to type too much because what will happen is the background will disappear. So you want to leverage the short and sweet type of post where it would be something along the lines of, who's interested in seeing our latest design on a secret exclusive Zoom. Does that make sense? I got you. Go ahead. Where you want me to go back? I got you. Dagnabbit. Uh-oh. There you go.
Yeah, sorry, my microphone disappeared.
You good.
So, I got everything you said.
Okay, bet. So that's exactly it, right? And so I've had posts where I've said, let's normalize being ethical about how we make sales. We will no longer sell to people who aren't ready for our product. That was a very popular post. It's something I'm very passionate about because a lot of people, they just sell just to sell to reach the bottom line. It's like, no, you need to build relationships. Or I've talked about, asking people what it is that they do, and everybody just goes in, people just start networking, and it's actually just a very beautiful thing. Or I'll ask specific questions based upon what it is that I provide. And then I'll help people when they comment. I'll take a look at their business. I'll take a look at what they do, and I'll ask them questions to keep them coming back for more. Or I'll give them some tips that they could take and run with right away. And so because you're in fashion, right, you could literally make a post and be like, flaunt your stuff, post your best selfie or post your favorite selfie today. And everybody's going to comment on your post with their picture of their favorite selfie. And then you go ahead and you engage with them. You're like, man, that's cute. I like that. What makes this your favorite? You know what I'm saying? Your favorite selfie. It they're like, hey, I like that angle, how you take that picture. Of course, the genuine comments based upon what it is that they show you. But this is that opportunity for you to really just pour into them and engage with them and, compliment them as well. And that's going to make them feel good. And they're going to start to see more and more of your content. So do you have any questions about that?
No, that makes perfect sense.
Right on. So we also want to talk about posting on your stories. So it's about the millennials, for the most part, will watch your stories and everything like that. And I think even on Instagram, it's like 70 something or 80 something % of people will watch Instagram stories for the first 30 minutes of their day. I don't know how everybody does that, but hey, you know what I'm saying? This is your opportunity to get in front of them, especially if they are your core audience, if they're the ones that are purchasing the most from you, or if you want to get in front of their face and encourage them and show them what it is that you've got going on. Show them, you know what I'm saying, what you got going on. And then they're like, oh, shoot, okay. So you got the pictures. You take pictures of you and your fiance in your fashion gear, right? And then you turn them joints into pieces of content. You make some templates, and then you could do a whole bunch of stuff with it. So if you go on my profile in my flicks section, I only uploaded one for now, but that was a picture that I took with a friend, and we had some fun. We put up the tripod. We went to this beautiful park, and we just took a whole bunch of pictures together, right? And she's a travel influencer, and so we just had a ball, right? I took those pictures, removed the background, and then I put them onto the template that I wanted. And then from there, I left enough space where I can turn that into a video or I can turn that into a quote. And then I added captions on that joint. 15 seconds, boom, download. Now I got it, right? And so that is something that you can definitely leverage because you want them to consistently see your brand, see your logo, see what it is you're bringing to the table. You know what I'm saying? You guys look at super duper fly, that type of jazz. And then when your clients send you pictures of what they're wearing, that's your outfits, you post them. you post them so that they can see what you got going on and they can see your clients and they're like, oh shoot, okay, oh, that's a cute client that picked out your outfit. I like that. And that's going to be such a nice thing. And it's going to also make your client, your most loyal clients, feel good as well. Hello there, Nova. How you doing?
Doing pretty well. How you doing?
I am well. I am well. So welcome to the Expert Impact. I work on the impact and the expert is Alaric. He'll be in here soon. And what we do is basically we empower and encourage, and we also educate with the things that we know based on experience and our businesses to help empower you so that you can rock things out. So know that in the very near future, do you guys know what each other does? Because this will be a perfect opportunity to.
I mean, yeah, JB knows about my initiatives.
Heck yes. Heck yes. Okay, awesome, awesome. So I'll give it a few more minutes before, so more people will come in. I know I started just a smidge late today, but more people will come in, and that'll be your opportunity to make sure that you flaunt your stuff. I give everybody like a 30 seconds opportunity to introduce themselves as well as their pitch so that they can network and things like that. And more people will come in. Like yesterday was lit. So I'm excited. And also the replays will be available into the subscription section, and people will be able to hear and listen to your pitch over and over and over again. And when they rewatch the content. So that'll be awesome. So next we're going to talk about right now we're talking about the highest engagement tactics on Facebook. So now, responding to those who engage. When you make that post, people start commenting and everything like that. Hey, thank you so much, JB John. I appreciate you. That's a dope selfie that you just took. And then they're going to love that joint. And then, of course, I can ask you a question. Be like, hey, what made you choose those pants? Because those are dope. Where'd you get those pants from? You know, that's just a nice keep you coming back for more. So you want to train, inform, entertain, and inspire. Keep in mind that when people go online, they literally go online to be entertained. They want to unwind from work or from home or the stresses of life that they're dealing with. They're looking for something that's going to make them smile, opposed to something that's going to make them sad more than not. And you're also going to want to make sure you feature fans, clients, and customers. Post native videos on Facebook that are about 60 to 90 seconds. Native meaning that you made that video when you go to make a post on that platform. So instead of uploading a video, you go right to Facebook, click what's on your mind, and you go on ahead and you post a video, but you click that camera button so that you can record yourself. And then you want to post at peak times. Oh, we're going to talk about that too. I'm going to give you some peak times for that because those still work today. And what's great is one of our clients, she just said she reached 200,000 views on TikTok. So I'm like, you better go, girl. And so you're going to want to make sure you schedule consistently, and you're going to want to use call to actions. So safe tactics, right? You can have your own Facebook group. And if you make that an exclusive private Facebook group where people who pay get in, or maybe you're making a free private group, what you want to do is you want to set it up where they have to put in their name, number, and email to get in. So that way you get their contact information. And by the time you start doing a marketing campaign, you'll be able to consistently reach out and follow up with them, keep them updated for what's coming up. Now, I understand how Facebook groups has like really oversaturated the market. So if you're going to do that, you're just going to want to make sure you're committed or have someone do it for you, because Facebook they market Messenger and they market groups. And so whatever they focus on in the marketing, that's what's going to get the most attention, i.e. the reels now. People are making bank. So if you're not restricted on Facebook, I highly suggest posting like 20 reels and see if you get that invite to turn your profile into a digital creator and leverage the mess out of that. Because what's happened is with what Fanbase does, Facebook and Instagram alone, they're starting to make these changes, adding subscriptions, adding the ability to monetize their content because they want to be and stay competitive as well as relevant. So if you can leverage it, I got restricted on Facebook, so I don't have that opportunity. And that made me really upset because they doing a whole bunch of bonuses and people out here, they cashing out lovely. So you want to make sure you use some trending hashtags if you decide to do that, or create your own, as they can be good for SEO and curation long term. So when people research stuff or search out, who you are, that type of jazz, if it's public, then they'll see what it is that you've got going on. You want to promote attractive offers, feature a video, post exclusive content, and copywriting, right? Copywriting is our friend, because it's sometimes, if you could take your copywriting and you leverage a story based upon an outfit that you're wearing, And even though it's the outfit that you're wearing, talk about the experience you had while wearing that outfit that day. Whether it's a familial experience, a relationship experience, an experience that was an adventure. You have that picture, you talk about that, and that helps people relate to who you are. And it's like, oh wow, that's really cool to know. And then you bring it back into why you're doing what it is that you're doing, your overall mission. And that's just going to be like, wow, that was beautiful to read. And then fun fact, you can literally take that and turn that into an email later on, because it's just like simple and easier to rock and roll with. And so that's a really cool thing. So when you think about copywriting, you're going to want to think about heartwarming stories, quizzes, shocking, surprising statistics, how-to guides, supportive content, opinion pieces with both stances, and you want to leverage your biggest advocates. So if you got people that are consistent, right? So for an example, right, JB John, you've been coming here on a regular basis. So I'm going to be able to, because we're building this relationship and this professional friendship, I'm going to be able to be like, yo, so JB John has this fashion company with him and his fiance, and this is what they do. This is what they're about. And then I can literally be like talking about what it is that you're building. People are going to consistently hear that. You'll be able to take that piece of content and leverage it as someone that's giving you more social proof, because we've been building that rapport. Does that make sense? Heck yes. Heck yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? If people are always commenting, you know what I'm saying? Those are special people, because they're boosting your engagement over and over and over again. So you want to make sure that you put them out there. And so you could find these things, right? These things are, I wouldn't say they're safe tactics, but I will say, hey, Roots and Soundanek, if you would like to come up, you guys can. So you want to talk about ways that you can combine, right? You can post questions. You can post relevant images with copy. You can anticipate the needs of your audience. So for an example, if you know it's Monday, we all know there's those who are experiencing the 9 to 5, they do not like Mondays. So by anticipating the needs of their audience, they need inspiration. Find something inspirational to say or share with them as they're prepared for this next week. Remind them why they're going hard and working hard so that they can fulfill their responsibilities for their families. Like, hey, I know it's hard, but know that your family will and appreciate all the hard work you do, even on Monday. Something along those lines. And it could be that very thing that someone needed to read at that point in time. And that's how you leverage inspiration. Hey, Roots, how you doing?
Good morning, my beautiful people.
Hey. All right. So we're going to get, we're talking about Facebook engagement, the highest engagement tactics. Then we're going to head over to Instagram. So I'm also going to put a challenge to everybody to leverage these same tactics here on Fanbase, so that later on we can measure and find out what works the most. And that way, as everybody's building their brand, they'll be able to have some fun with it. So I hope you have your pen and paper, and also know that we definitely record the rooms, because so everybody can have access to the replays, which is in the subscriptions, and we have fun with it. And be ready to share your 30-second pitch and intro in the very near future, because more and more people are going to funnel in. And I want you to be able to leverage and maximize people hearing what it is you bring to the table. Hey, Anahi.
Good morning, everyone. Sorry, Imani. I identify as Harriet Tubman this week, and that's what I'd like to be called. So I'm joking.
Okay.
I'm joking.
You're good. All right. So, and Anahi, I'm super excited when you text me that you had went through the whole foundation the other day.
Sitting here writing that gave me, I had a problem. And I'm like, I know I'm not the only one with this problem. And then I sat there brainstorming, and I done created a whole fucking business out of this problem. And it's an easy, simple business. So, it's just me. So I got 3 kids. All 3 kids got 3 different needs. It's no way in the world that I can get everybody to where they need to be when they all got to be at the same place at the same damn time. Well, different places at the same time. So I think I'm going to go ahead and I think it's time they sell the cleaning company. I think it's time to give it up and do something less strenuous for me. Because if I'm not there, I can't make no money. And I can't be there all the time. So, a little transportation company getting children back and forth to school, their after school activities, while mom or dad go do what they need to do. At least they know they got somebody trustworthy who can transport them back and forth.
So maybe with that, like you said, you turn it into a transportation company. But if you don't sell, maybe you can outsource to have people do what it is you need them to do, and then collect a small percentage on the back end. But they are essentially franchising what you bring to the table.
That's exactly what I'm trying to do. Because I can rent, little Sprinter from Enterprise or something. I already got insurance.
That's what I'm talking about. Right on. So then definitely take notes because we're gonna have some more fun today. And we're going through the Facebook and highest engagements, and then we're gonna do Instagram, and then I'm also gonna share some of the best times to post based upon when a lot of people are online. That way, you guys can, with consistency, eventually go viral. We just gotta.
Told me to as well. Even though I be really against digital products, but I put together a student loan package. The very way that I got rid of my student loans, I just kind of packaged it together in a PDF file. So it's 16 pages. So do I have an ebook?
Yeah, you definitely have an ebook, or you have a free PDF download that you can break into a few different pieces. So what we can do. So how about we do this, Anahi? We can meet offline, and we could talk more about it, because what I want to do is make sure that I honor everybody's time, because I only have them for a little bit, and I want to make sure everybody gets this information.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sound good. So we also want to talk about hosting giveaways. Find ways to host some amazing giveaways, maybe for people who have been the most loyal to you for your clientele. That way it's going to encourage them, like, oh shoot, I get to do this, and I could probably get a free t-shirt, or I can get a free consultation, think like that. People love that stuff. Not all giveaways are great, so make sure you measure them. Make sure you use the verbiage giveaway. Do not say raffle, because in some states it's illegal and it's considered gambling, and you need licensing and a whole bunch of other stuff, and you just don't want to deal with any illegal activity. So you're going to want to also include influencers, right? Influencers, they are like the bread and butter of the social media world. If they say, go do this, people are going to go do it. Not everybody, but enough people are going to do it. Why? Because they're an influencer. And that means people are literally listening to them. That's why Kim Kardashian and the Kardashians are where they are today, because so many people have their attention, and so everybody's paying for them. Hey, wear this product, post about what I do this, do that, and they're paying for it because that they already know that that's how much power they have. I.e., I'm like a micro influencer, and I'll share some stuff, and a whole bunch of people will hop on it. And so what I'm doing is I'm working to build that some more, so that I can be like, hey, if you want, I'll do this for you, because I've been building my brand and my name, and the credibility and all the stuff like that. I'll post this for you if I believe in your product for this amount, or to collect on the back end. That way you can leverage my name to help build your brand. And that's how we can all grow together as a team, as a unit. So definitely find some influencers. Think about what you do. Look up online about the influencers that are doing in your field already, doing things in your field. Start to build that rapport with them, support them, purchase their products, see if you actually like it, maybe even give them a free video review based upon how you like their product. As you continuously develop that relationship, maybe about 2 months down the line, you guys will be able to actually get into a meeting together and create a contract, because they are already an influencer. One of my friends, she's a food influencer out of Connecticut. And we met at this event, and we've been friends ever since. Now she's on Vogue or Louis Vuitton, something along those lines. And she's so awesome. And I'm like, sis, I know at some point we're going to be able to rock some things out. We're going to go out to eat, and we're going to have some fun. And she's a beast on Instagram. And when the pandemic hit, she went back to India to handle some family stuff. And she was a little discouraged. And I was like, sis, what's going on? And so we spoke, and I said, you already have the 10,000 followers on IG. So you're already monetized. This was before, the new recent changes. And so I gave her some tips and everything like that. Tell me why not even a few weeks later, she started just booking some higher contracts. And she deserves it. She's one of those good, great people that out here, she loves to eat, right? And she's skinny too. And I'm like, girl, look, let me get your stomach, cause I eat it, man. It shows up. It shows up in the butt, gut, thighs, and the arms and everything like that. But, I just want you guys to be encouraged to build those relationships, especially with the people who are in higher positions, because if you pour into them and if you are an asset to them, they will definitely reward you just because they care about you. And so make sure, of course, it's genuine people that you actually believe in, because that's what matters. The reason why I'm in certain rooms or when I hang out with certain people and have these conversations is because I actually respect the people. I actually care about what it is they're bringing to the table. I want to add to them, and because they add to me. They add to me via education. They add to me via kindness or encouragement. And it's like, dang, I want to pour back into you as well. And that's where it's at. If you don't feel, what I'm saying, that connection, bump that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this time, we do not get the last 30 seconds back. We don't. So, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you maximize the time that you have. So celebrate the holidays. There's templates out here. If you want, I can send you some templates. Don't worry about like the New Year one, for an example, because it has the actual date on it. But if you want some templates, all you got to do is plug in your logo and what you want to say for that holiday, and you can have them. So know that that's filler content that you don't really have to spend too much time on, but it'll help kind of keep things going and flowing, because as we said earlier, content is like flirting. You want people's attention. It's a wink. It's a smile. It's a, hey girl, hey boy, can I buy you a drink? That type of thing. And you want to consistently flirt with them until they're ready to actually buy a date, get on a date with you, i.e. purchase your product. So you can always post surveys and polls. You can post animated photos. You can go to local establishments. Now, when you go to local establishments, this is kind of fun. You can, of course, tag them. But as you get bigger, I would like to encourage you strongly to make sure that when you tag later on. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're super hot or anything like that, or you don't have protection. Because sometimes people take this social media thing to a whole new level and they want to outlive some fantasies and stuff like that. So safety first. And so now let's talk about Instagram. Oh, before we hop into that real quick, does anybody have any questions concerning those Facebook heist tactics, safe tactics, and ways to combine? All right. And you know what? If you would like, Ruth, you want something, love? You got a question?
No, I was just going to say I'm loving the way you're going through it, because, fan base is a combination of the Clubhouse, the Twitter, well, not the Twitter, but the Instagram and everything. So you're all tying it back to fan base. So I'm loving it.
Heck yes. Heck yes. And, and so, right, these things that we're doing, right, I guarantee, right, this is my guarantee. There are going to be some things that we're going to find that'll work with what it is that we're building. And we will be the standard a year from now. Because all we got to do is find what works, be consistent with it. If it's rooms for me, right, I got to consistently do rooms. If JB Johns is posting just pictures of him and his fiance, and he's getting the most engagement, then he's going to want to do more and more of that. Start tagging in different locations. Start doing a whole bunch of stuff. Start putting on the fan base, you know what I'm saying, exclusive content and branding devices, and leveraging that. So, all this stuff, because we're early and because we already have a bunch of tools from other social networks, we can just leverage the mess out of it, find what works for us and for our audience, and then capitalize on it, because we have families to take care of. One of the things that I would like to do is purchase some land for my grandmother. She definitely should not still be in the house where she actually experienced domestic violence. And so I'm very passionate about making sure that my grandmother is okay. She deserves it. She's so sweet. And I want her to be able to fully heal. I want her to be able to garden all year round. So my gift to her would be, buying some land in whatever area that she wants. And so I keep asking her, do you know where you want to live? She's telling me, no, I haven't looked yet. So I'm about to kind of harass her a little bit. I want to light a fire, like, let's go, because she's going to be 70 next year, but she deserves it, And so, yeah, let's keep it going. So Instagram engagement tactics. We're going to talk about the highest stuff. Posting stories in regular intervals. And millennials, it's the millennials out here. They out here watching that, and especially, even more so, the Gen Z. Gen Z, they are watching stories all the time. So with them, what we have to realize is that their attention span is even shorter than ours. They like the flashy stuff. They like the weird stuff. They like the stuff that's going to be in your face, that type of jazz. So here's a quick tip, right? When it comes to video content, those first 3 to 5 seconds are the most important. For an example, I made a video and I said, hey, does the thought of marketing scare you? And as I'm saying that, I had my cousins and my grandmother throw water balloons at me. And that was like, whoa, that's an attention grabber. Or I'm about to take this shot of hot sauce. Like, that's an attention grabber. What you want to do is you want to find props. You want to do something that's outlandish or wild that's going to get the attention for what it is that you're trying to say. And so that's definitely going to help, especially when it comes to millennials and especially when it comes to the Generation Z. Now, when it comes to the Zennials and the boomers and everything like that, they're more of the old school. So you can come through with, you know what I'm saying, a long article. You can come through with family stories, that type of jazz, because what you want to do is make sure that they hear you. Hello, Mr. Ellerick. All right, so we're going to keep it rocking and rolling. So when it comes to Instagram, you want to make sure you also hop on trends that match or make it match what you do. So if, what's that latest one? It's the da-da-ba-dun-dun, hey, baby, right? So right out the gate, JB John, you and the missus, the future missus, you guys could do that trend rocking your gear because you are a fashion thing and you guys just do it everywhere, right? And then you guys you look in your city for the top 10 most visited places each and every single year. And you guys do that trend in every single place. And then you tag that, people are going to see that. And then you might just be able to go viral as a result of that. You go ahead and you do it where it's a remix and leverage that as well. You guys might get some eyes on that joint, like for real. So you guys start hopping on them trends. Anahi, you do it where, you know what I'm saying, you're rocking with the prepping stuff. And then, you're like lighting the match while you're doing that joint. And then, you got the kids in the background doing their thing. You're like, protecting my family. Hey, baby. And then Roots, you could rock that joint out with a book that you're reading. And then you could put, hey, by the way, my rooms are going to be da-da-da-da-da on these days on Fanbase. So you guys leverage those trends to match what you do. A lot of people, they crap on people who do gimmicks and everything like that. Right out the gate, I'm going to tell you right now, Beyonce and Jay-Z, some of the biggest stars that do gimmicks all the time. Case in point, when Rihanna came out with Umbrella, why in the world did Beyonce do a song and it was rain? It was same situation. Sierra came out with Like a Boy. Beyonce came out with If I Were a Boy. Justin Bieber came out with the whole album dance movement thing. Beyonce did, I think it was Lemonade or some joint like that. So look, don't worry about what other people say. Get out there, get the attention that you need. Who cares if people call you an attention whore, whatever. Influencers are winning the game. And if you want to last a long time, especially in this world, especially in the modern technology world with your business, we have no choice but to be online. If you don't want to show your face, that's all right too. There are people out here, they got those masks, they got those mascots, these outfits that they wear, and people fall in love with these personas. They don't even know what their voice sounds like. So leverage it. Most of the time, it really is a fantasy. And people will probably show up in your inbox talking about some I love you. Like, no, they don't. But, you know what I'm saying? Just take care of the people and they will definitely rock it out. So definitely hop on those trends. So you also want to leverage the Instagram's latest tools and combine different aspects all together. Why? Because every time you use their latest tools, they're going to boost you higher in the algorithm. Write compelling copy. Make them spend time on your content. That tells IG when because you essentially got like 5 to 7 seconds, if I recall correctly, to get people's attention. That's why you see the people making those carousel posts so people can save them, because an Instagram like doesn't mean anything anymore. But when people save it, they really love it. That's a whole next level type of situation. And that's like everything to them. So you want to make sure you leverage that. You want to get creative, polls, engagement, ask questions, go live, photos, GIFs, GIFs. Those are freaking amazing. You can also make GIFs yourself, by the way. There's Tenor, there's Giphy. The only thing about Giphy is that if you try to get on Instagram, you want to make sure all your I's are dotted, your T's are crossed, like your branding has to match absolutely everything so that you can get GIFs on there. Like I got GIFs and I can post them on Facebook. I hope that we can get GIFs to post on here because that'd be great. And you go ahead, record yourself, do those GIFs. You can go to makeagif.com And you can go ahead and take a video that you have where maybe you're making a funny face, you're doing a little dance, and you can upload that joint. JB John, like you guys could literally be doing that joint and just go through all the like the most 10 most stages of emotion. You know, like you could have a really face. You can do a replay of, oh no, they did it. Or what's the dude from The Wire, the big dude, when he was like shocked and then he moves his arms and stuff like that, but you're wearing your brand, and people would love that. And a couple of dances, reenact the slap, you know what I'm saying? You know, do whatever you can to have some fun with it. And it's gonna make people laugh. And laughter is good. Laughter is dopamine. It's the best medicine. And remember, people go online because they want to be entertained. So leverage it to your ability, especially when you are an ethical person. You deserve to be higher up, you know what I'm saying, in front of more people than everybody else. So use relevant hashtags and find that specific hashtag that represents you and your brand and put it on your story. They can actually search hashtags and stories on IG now. So you want to measure and optimize often, meaning after 30 days of doing something consistently, you're going to want to look back, look at who's engaging the most and what was specifically on that post that made people excited about that, to the point where maybe you went viral, to the point where you got 20 comments. Okay, so you want to look at those aspects, and you're going to want to do it again and again and again, but differently with different types of content and how you go ahead and present it. So now I'm going to encourage you, and we're going to say this for everything. You want to engage with the people that respond to you and respond to them the most in the first hour that you post. Hey, that rhymed. Respond the most in the first hour that you post. Why? Because it keeps you higher and higher and higher in the algorithm. Make them want to save what it is that you post. This is why tips, tactics, and things that will help them grow matter. Another thing that you can do, right, is leveraging Messenger, right? So Facebook Messenger. If I slide in your DMs and I'm like, hey, what's good, man? I like what you posted. That was dope. I dig it. Hey, I hope you find some encouragement on my post or anything like that. Or what you up to this weekend. I want to help hold you accountable, that type of thing. I'll tell you what I'm trying to do. I see you were in business. Let's rock it out together, right? They're going to respond. That tells Facebook that we want to see each other's content. So whenever I post, that person's going to see more of my content. Whenever they post, I'm going to see more of their content. So they literally do the heavy lifting for us, where we can, once we go into that bar, boom, we know what table the girl or the guy is sitting at. It's like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and buy you that drink. So you can go ahead and keep rocking and rolling with that. Does anybody have any questions before I give you some high key times to actually post on social media? No questions? All right. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to share this real quick because you guys are going to love this. And it still works today on account of somebody texting me saying, hey, I just reached 200,000 views following the TikTok one. And so leverage these times, right? So we're going to talk about a social media scheduler. You want to basically think about the best times to post based on these sources. And I've tried and found some others that I have found beneficial for my audience, right? And so you want to pay attention to what your audience does and their consistent behaviors. Be sure to check your insights after 1 to 4 weeks of consistency to determine what works for your audience. And then you also want to look at your standard times. If you got people, if JB John has people in Texas that's buying his stuff and he's all the way in California, that's what, that's what, a 2-hour difference? You know what I'm saying? So that means he needs to operate on Texas time, because he's getting more hits from people in Texas. So that's something that you can leverage. Think about those standard times. So my 9 a.m. is West Coast is 6 a.m. So you want to think about things like that. And so you want to find out who's listening to you, who's paying attention to you, where they're from. Because later on, all of this data compiles into a whole lot of stuff that you can use to your advantage later on when you're scaling. So on Mondays, you've got, hold on, let me zoom in. And if you would like this social media scheduler, let me know, slide in my DMs, and I'll send it to you because it's very elaborate and I want to make sure that you guys get the information. So on Sundays at 8 a.m., TikTok, and think Eastern Standard Time. So just whatever time that is for you, right? So Sundays at 8 a.m., TikTok is great. Instagram as well as Twitter on Monday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Instagram and Twitter at 8 a.m. A lot of people are on. Even more specifically, when it comes to Instagram at 8 a.m., there's a whole lot more engagement available. And as well as LinkedIn on Wednesdays. And I want to say this too. Wednesdays is one of the best days, and Thursdays, but Wednesdays, when it comes to what you post, it seems like everybody in the world is online. So leverage those times. 9 a.m. Of course, it's the same. You want to Instagram, Twitter, a lot of LinkedIn when it comes to Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Then, and also 9 a.m. on a Sunday, YouTube is great. That's a great time. So if you're going to start scheduling some content, saying schedule stuff to premiere, have that sucker go at 9 a.m. on Sundays, 10 a.m. on Sundays, 11 a.m. on Sundays. And then Saturdays, when it comes to YouTube, you got 9, 10, 11, 12, and 1 p.m. And then there's a whole lot. So if you would like this, make sure you slide in my DM so I can give you the chart so that you can go ahead and create stuff. So like for me, for an example, I found that I got the most engagement at 9 a.m., 1 p.m., and 5 p.m. on Facebook, for an example. So that's when I would go live, leveraging that highest tactic. And a lot of times I would get a whole lot of eyes. Why? Because that's the time my audience was on. So we had fun. And by doing that consistently, everybody looked for me. And then this was the funny thing about it. When this is something that you guys will definitely want to look for, right? You will know that people are super interested in what you bring to the table. If you pause, or you have to pause because of Facebook jail or some shit like that, excuse my French, and people are looking for you, that's a really great sign. So I know we are all basically, we're pro fan base more than anything. But if you still get attention in other locations, leverage that. You know what I'm saying? You got an audience. Don't neglect them unless you're going to bring them all over here and help them with that process. But you want to make sure you leverage that. Does anybody have any questions before we go into intros? All right. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this thing. I know it's kind of like, I don't know if it's raining or I don't know what's in the air. I'm a little sleepy too, but we're going to rock this out. And I apologize if you hear my neighbor. He's like in construction or whatever. So he's doing his thing over there. And so let's see. Twitter every day, Monday through Friday, from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the top of the hour, every hour. Twitter is on and popping. That's a good time where you can get a whole lot of people's attention on Twitter. And then, so let's see, we got Facebook. So Facebook, 9 a.m., Monday through Friday. Excellent time. 5 p.m., Tuesday through Thursday. And then, let's see, YouTube. So if you guys wanted to hop on YouTube and Instagram between 2, 3, and 4 p.m., Monday through Friday, test those times out and then let me know what you think. So thank you guys so much for listening in, for hopping in. Know that all of our rooms are recorded for later on so that everybody can go on ahead, listen to them. And so I want you guys, if you can, please take 30 seconds to introduce yourself, share who you are and what you do, because everybody's going to be able to listen to these replays later, and that might bring more business to you, especially in the replay section. So go on ahead and rock it on out. We all sleeping?
No, we're here. I can start. My name is Roots. I am I've been an insurance adjuster for 7 years on the catastrophe side of things. I am trying to figure out how to hone that into a course or a training to help people get more knowledgeable about that trade. I love books, so in the future I hope to be doing some book clubs, book readings, just kind of sharing some information from some of my favorite books. Thank you.
Heck yes. You guys make sure you please reach out to Roots. Roots is super sweet. She is rocking out this book club, and I'm looking forward to it because she's going to rock that joint on out. And also, Roots, there will be a day where I'm going to be talking about creating a course program. So make sure you definitely please stay tuned because we're going to have some fun, and I'm going to show people how to make that happen in a more efficient time. JB John, can you please introduce yourself, sir? All right, Mr. Corey, can you please take 30 seconds to introduce yourself, who you are and what you do?
Good morning, everybody. How are you guys doing this morning? My name is Corey. I am the
an entrepreneur. I have several businesses, one being a truck driver, 2, selling cars, and 3, dealing with real estate. And I'm just looking at edification of my mind and just to learn a little more every day. And with that being said, I'm
Right on, right on. Nice to meet you, Corey. Just want to let you know we are here every day, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time or 6 to 8 a.m. PST. And there's a whole lot of gems that we like to drop and share, and you will definitely have more opportunity to share what it is that you do and network like wild. JB John, you back at your mic, bro? All right, he's not, but you guys definitely check out JB John. He's been here like so consistently, so please make sure you go ahead and check out what it is that him and his future wife got going on. They are a fashion company and they are rocking some designs and they're about to start taking some things to new levels. So definitely find out what social networks he's on, because I have a feeling they're gonna start hopping into some trends. So I'll share mine and then I'm gonna pass the mic on over to Mr. Alaric Scott. So hey you guys, what's up? I'm Imani Allen, and what I love to do is provide marketing consultations as well as marketing services in the form of empowerment, in the form of education, in the form of fun. Oh my God, we need fun. Like, I want those people, like, just because we're getting older, that don't mean we can't have no fun. Bump that. Fun got to be mandatory. And so this is the opportunity where, you know what I'm saying, we all get to just connect, network with one another. Replays are available, but I want you to know that we have some amazing things coming up. And Alaric takes over the second hour. So with that, Mr. Alaric, it's your turn, sir. Thank you so much. Giving you that gold crown.
Thank you, Imani. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. Time is the most valuable asset that we have in this life, so appreciate you guys spending it with us. And in return, we will continue to give you tips and tricks on expanding your business. So my name is Alaric. I work for IE Experts Consulting, where we give you the tools to win on a higher level, as well as provide you services to help you register your business, to work with the government, fix your personal credit, to leverage into your business credit so you can invest in your business and be your own financing. From an S Corp to nonprofit, we'll get you set up. If you send me a DM, and or you can send me a DM to get started, or you can click the link in my bio to set up a meeting. That's pretty much. Did everybody get a chance to introduce themselves?
Everybody but JB John. He just might not be at the mic just yet.
Okay, no problem. So yesterday, I believe it was, we talked about the DUNS number, and what actually happened a few days ago is the DUNS number was being phased out, and so now we have the UEI, which stands for Unique Entity Identifier. That is the reason that they changed the DUNS number is to streamline the process of small businesses working with the government. So now you don't even have to go through the whole entire SAM.gov registration, because it's about a 20-minute registration. You don't have to go through the SAM.gov registration process to receive a unique entity identifier. All you have to do is go to SAM.gov and sign up for a unique identity the unique entity identifier, which I have the steps today, and I will be going over those steps step by step. It's about an 11-page document. If you would like this document, like Imani said, it'll be recorded. This room is being recorded, and I can also send you this document if you just hit my DM. So without further ado, let's go through the document. So, how to register for a unique entity identification, or a unique entity identifier. On April 4th, the federal government transitioned away from DUNS numbers. The following is a step-by-step instructions to assist in requesting with a unique entity identifier. So, you would first visit sam.gov, the homepage. Once you visit the homepage, there's a pop-up that will come up that says, "You've reached the new home of sam.gov." When you get to that pop-up, select OK to proceed. If you don't have an account already, create an account. Select sign in in the upper right-hand corner to create an account. From the pop-up screen, there's going to be another pop-up screen that says you must accept the U.S. government terms to sign into the website. You just click accept. Then you would click create an account. Enter your email address, select your language preference, review, and accept the login.gov rules of use. Submit to continue to the next section. You will then receive an email message to validate that email address. It's a very simple process. Follow the instructions to continue the registration process. And if you need any assistance as far as any extra information, just click the help or contact links located at the bottom of the page, or you can just hit me up directly in my DM and ask me, what's the next step? Like I said, this document that's been put together gives you every step by step, and it gives you screenshots as well. So once you're logged in, make sure you are on the home page. You will see a green line under the word home on the menu. So that will represent that you are at the home tab. Select get started. On the right hand side, they have a big green button that says get started under register your entity or get a unique entity ID. Select get started from the register your entity or get a unique entity ID again to only apply for the UEI. So you don't have to fully register on SAM.gov, but it'll get you the UEI you need to contract with DHSS or any other state agency, basically the federal government. This is the number that you need to be able to contract with the federal government. So once you do that, click get unique entity ID button. It's a button. It's going to be light green, and it's right in the second big blue box. It's not hidden. It's very easy to complete. So fill in the form. Once you click that button, fill in the form exactly as the name you register with your state filing office, your business. The name that your business is registered with your state filing office, and your physical address for your business. When all those fields are complete, click the next arrow. And the arrow will not pop up or display until the information is complete. So the next step, there will be a pop-up after you click next. It says, we are searching. It has the letter, this lowercase I, and it's in a blue circle, and it says, we are searching millions of records to find a master entity. Thank you for your patience. This is how you know you're on the right track. If the information you entered was unable to be validated, then a no match found message will appear at the top of the form, and you will need to review and correct the information or create an incident for help. When you create an incident, you're sending the incident to the federal service desk, and they'll send you an email. Somebody will probably get back to you within the next 24 hours, and they'll walk you through what you need to do to correct that incident. So the progress bar at the top of the screen shows you where you are in the request process. There's 4 steps: enter entity information, validate the information, request the UEI, and receive the UEI. You'll receive your UEI on the same day that you complete this registration. During the validate information step, the system shows you what you entered, and it will list all the matches found as far as for your business. Select the one that matches, and then the next button to request the UEI. Or if you're unable to see your information, select start over, retype your information, or create an incident to request help. Once you've selected the correct listing, you will need to validate additional information by entering your year of incorporation and the state of incorporation. Once you've entered that information, click next. At the bottom of the page, there's a selection that defaults to allow the selected to record the selected to be a public record that's displayed. Although it's not required, allowing public display is helpful for other entities to be able to search your information for contract compliance. So please make sure this box is checked, because that puts displays your business information to entities that may be looking for companies like yours for contracts. So you want to put yourself out there. Once you have your match and made your choice on the public display, click next. During the request process, you will need to check the box to certify that you're authorized to conduct transactions on behalf of your entity, and select Request Unique Entity ID. During the receive the UIE SAM process, which is the final process, step 4, you will receive your UIE. Keep the information for your records. Congratulations, you have been assigned the following unique entity ID. So it's really that easy. Does anyone have any questions so far? Questions, comments, or concerns?
Hey, what's up, everybody? I just joined. So what is the website that you're referencing right now?
The website that we are talking about is sam.gov. And if you need this, if you want this printout, just hit up my DMs with your email address, and I'll send it right over to you so you can get it done today.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
What's up, yo Mario? What's good, bro? Yeah. Do you mind?
Hey, Amani.
Yo, man, it's good to see. Man, it's good to see you, man. You been playing that song?
Yep.
Yo, right?
Breaking up a little bit. I'm not sure if that's me or you.
Oh, it's me. Never mind. Disregard.
Can't hear you, Amani.
No, I was saying it's me. I'm definitely in the. Yeah. Take. You got it, Alaric.
Yeah, that's Amani. She in the Matrix.
Okay, there you go. You came back.
So I just wanted to go over that document because
you back in the.
the unique entity identifier will work just the same as far as when it comes to doing business with the government and government contracts. And it's important because small business is the cornerstone of America. These big businesses would not really be able to do anything if it wasn't for small businesses. As a matter of fact, the huge corporations at the top hire smaller businesses to do most of the work in the United States. That's actually started back in 1933. When Roosevelt was the president, they signed something called the New Deal. And in that New Deal, there was a deal made between the government and the private sector, which are entrepreneurs and the people like us that put together businesses and run businesses, that the government would start to do business with the private sector as a requirement. And so now I'm actually going to be dropping a video about that 1933 New Deal. But now there's a streamlined process to get your business certified to do business at the city, state, and federal level. We previously started off these conversations talking about the SB8A program. So the SB8A program is a mentor program that once your business qualifies for the SB8A program, which, you know, there's a checklist to qualify. But the main thing that holds people back from not qualifying for that program is them not having any evidence of completing government contracts. And when you get to that level, you're at the federal level. So I would suggest to start at the state level, even the city level. You can get some contracts with the city, start, you know, completing those type of contracts, and then move your way up from city to state, state to federal, or you can go from city directly to federal. It depends on how you set up, if you have your the capabilities. And speaking of that, there was a few people yesterday that was with Imani that went to grants.gov, and you guys searched grants.gov to see if there were any grants, and we also searched, I believe it was sam.gov, for contracting opportunities. The next thing that you're going to need if you're interested in pursuing contract opportunities with the government is a capability statement. I also provide a template for your capability statement, but you want to make sure that you go over your capability statement. It has all the pertinent information. It's basically a one-pager. If you can, create a one-pager that has all the pertinent information about your business, as well as, you know, any references from any contracts or jobs that you completed. You never know. Even if you have not completed any government contracts, still create a capability statement. If your information is organized, all you can do is ask. If all someone can say is, no, we have a company to fulfill these contracts. As a matter of fact, another thing that you can do on sam.gov, you can go and search contract opportunities. And when you search those opportunities, specifically, let's say, because I have a t-shirt business, when you search those government opportunities, if a contract is active and it's already been awarded to a company, usually the company that it was awarded to is a prime contractor. So they're looking for subcontractors to fulfill parts of that contract. So if you have your capability statement and you have your articles of incorporation, and you used to have to be registered with sam.gov, but all you need now is to have an EI identifier. You can essentially take those documents for your company and go to those points of contact that we showed you how to get to yesterday, and reach out and introduce yourself, kind of how like we're introducing ourselves on Fanbase. Reach out and introduce yourself to the points of contact. Let them know what your company is. Let them know what you do, how many years you've been in business, and, you know, just inquire about the contract opportunity. You never know what can happen. You never know if someone just dropped out. You know, you never know. So all you can do is just make sure your information is in alignment with what it's supposed to be, because with the government, they want you to have everything in order. Just follow the steps that the government. Follow the steps that the government. I have got a text message. Follow the steps that the government asks you to do, exactly how they ask you to do it, and you'll be surprised on the results. Does anyone have any questions so far? Questions, comments, or concerns?
So we can go get our unique entity identifier today, and we can start searching those government contracts and start reaching out.
Absolutely. Especially if you're already incorporated, you have any business licenses that you need, you can go to sam.gov. Like I said, once again, this is a big thing. If you haven't been to sam.gov, if you've never been through the registration process, depending on the type of company you have, that is a long process. It's a 20 to 40 minute process that has been streamlined to where you don't even need to go through that process anymore. All you have to do is follow the instructions that I gave this morning and go directly to get your unique entity identifier, obtain that, and start looking for contracting opportunities. Like I said, depending on what I'm in California, depending on what city you're in, I would start with your city, because that's actually the easiest, one of the easiest ways to kind of dip your toe in the water of government contracting is to start with your city. The state as well. The state is always, I know the state of California, I can't see it being any different because, as a matter of fact, just in the state of California, they put in over $2 trillion for government contracting last year. So we're talking about trillions of dollars for small businesses just like ours. Did you receive any of those government dollars? If you haven't, it's there. It's there for us. It's been there for us. This is what these rooms are about, is to prepare us. We're giving out these documents for free. I'm giving out documents for free. Imani is providing you with, the techniques to expand your marketing as far on your business, as far as the internet, because that is also a big thing, is to have a great internet presence so that, banks and government contractors know that you're a real business. If you don't have a web presence now in these days, then your business is kind of looked at, with an eyebrow raised. So you want to make sure you have a healthy internet presence, whether that's through SEO optimization, social media, website, having your website on point with the right keywords. These are all things that, Imani will be able to help you out with, and I will help you out on the business side as far as your corporate structure, your business credit, using your personal credit as a surety for your business credit. So once you go and sign up for business trade lines, you don't have any, inquiries on your personal credit, so you can continue to use your personal credit like you would a bank. So that's all I have for right now. I'll leave the second portion open if anyone has any questions, comments, or concerns, or if you guys just want to talk about, some strategies or ask any questions about business credit or personal credit.
Yeah, I had a question. Thank you for putting the room together. I'm just curious, just from your observation, what sort of trends are you seeing as far as on a federal level of demand for contracts? I'm personally looking to restructure my entire business, and I'm also just exploring, where demand is to fill. So just curious, what are you seeing out there in terms of demand for government contracts?
That is a great question. So the demand for government contracts, there's always going to be a demand. As far as the fields, what can I ask? What type of business that you have?
Well, currently actually supporting all the things you just mentioned in terms of like getting your web presence together, social media. I'm a web developer and all of that. Actually looking to move away from the computers a little bit more and explore some other, what I call more practical or just a different business model altogether. So I'm at a very beginning stage, but I'm just really curious, what are the trends that we're seeing out there?
So from my personal experience, what I've seen as far as trends when it goes, when we're talking about federal government contracts, state government contracts, city contracts, I see a lot of IT contracts. I see a lot of cybersecurity, IT all the time. Like, that's one of the main things that, are put out there by the government, because there's a push to have more web developers, coders, and things like that. So I see a lot of IT contracts. I see a lot of construction contracts. Basically the things that make the world run. I want to say, this is my personal opinion, as far as internet, construction, healthcare. Those three fields are the major fields. Everything else would come after those three fields. So if you have a business that operates in those three fields, there's a bunch of opportunity out there provided to you by not just the government in California, but all over the nation. And as a matter of fact, you can also work with different countries. That's something that we're going to be talking about too. And you can get a government contract through the U.S. Embassy. Any country that has a U.S. Embassy, they're asking, they have a request for products and services. So you can, we're going to get into that one of these days as well. But yeah, those are as far as to answer your question, those are the three major places that I see have the most government contracts: technology, healthcare, and construction.
Okay, thank you. Every time I try and get away from technology, I'm reminded that I probably need to just commit to technology a little bit more. So, okay.
Yes, sir. Technology is the future. Especially like for me right now, I'm going to school to learn coding, different coding languages, Java, Python, things like that. So that is definitely for sure for the next 60 years. I'm just lowballing it for sure for the next 60 years. Technology is what it is. Especially if you look at things like fan base. If you look at things like fan base, they in our community, there's a need for people in technology to create more things like this that we use on a daily basis. I love this app because it kind of brings all the aspects of Instagram, Facebook, Clubhouse, and it brings it together. So, I really enjoy it, and that technology is definitely the future. Does anyone have any other questions, comments, or concerns when it comes to any your business? Maybe you're restructuring. Maybe you want to obtain some business credit. Maybe you want to obtain personal credit. Maybe personal credit history. That's one thing we also offer as well. We offer trade arms for personal credit history, for increased limits on your personal credit limits. So does anyone have any questions about that or anything at all?
I do. Am I in the Matrix still?
No, we can hear you.
Oh, it's a miracle. Thank you, Mr. Alaric. So I figure, I'm not sure if JB John is by his mic yet, but I know Aaron and Yomario, they also came in, and I definitely want to make sure they also get the opportunity to drop what their brand is, and Corey again, and all of us in here as well. That way, when everybody gets to access the replays, they get to, get more eyes on them and everything like that. But yeah. Hi, Z-Fan. Oh my gosh. Sven. Sorry, I'm saying your name wrong, sis. I miss you. I'm about to ping you up.
Hey guys, hey Imani, how are you doing?
I am well. How you doing, sis?
I'm fine. I have a half hour still at work, so I will be listening.
Right on. Thank you for being here. Yes. But yeah, Mr. Alaric. But yeah, Mr. Alaric, however you want to rock and roll that, I think it would be cool that way. Corey can hear what Aaron does. Yomario can hear what JB John does. JB John, are you at your mic?
I am now.
Ooh, it's a miracle. All right. However you guys want to do it, I'm here. Whatever your lead is, Mr. Alaric, I am here.
Let's go ahead and let the people that just came in introduce themselves and their business to everyone else. And did you want to start with JB Johns? JB Johns, it's on you.
Sure. JB Johns. Me and my fiance are right now, we do vendor events, selling fashion accessories, and now we're getting into the fashion design space. And this is just a memo out there. If anybody knows how to do logo animation, we are definitely looking for that. Thanks.
I can help you with that, bro.
All right. Thank you, JB John. How do you say Z-Fan?
She might not be able to because she says she has a half hour of work left. But you guys, please take a look at what she has on her profile.
All right. Z-Fan, she is financial. She's in the financial space, in skincare, beauty, and fashion space, and she loves to travel. It looks like she has a website that says AnnaBBoutique.com. AnnaBBoutique.com. Z-Fam, we look forward to hearing more about your business.
Well, I was just here just finishing up some work and doing my schoolwork at the same time. But yeah, I don't have a business right now. However, I am in school for computer science and also coding, medical coding. So those are the things the areas that I'm preparing to go into. Haven't quite got to the business aspect of it yet. I'm just here to kind of soak things up. But I appreciate you. And to support my sister. She pinged me in here, so I'm going to listen.
What's up, Aaron?
What's good, Mario? Good to see you, bro.
You as well.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, I have a brand, YoMario.com. Right now, I'm sort of revamping what that brand is going to be in the future. But I offer a creative check-in service to really like people who are looking to get into the entrepreneurial space. They may have an idea, but they're not really sure how to, execute that with their getting their brand off the ground. So I put together a service that sort of educates people. I work with them, over Zoom, and help them kind of learn the skills that they need in whether it be Photoshop or web development, to then put together their the basics of their own project, and to get them sort of going with their business aspirations. So that's what I've been doing for a little while. Needing to get a little bit more structure myself around business, needing to focus, I think, on my personal credit and business credit myself. So I'm kind of taking a step back to get my own things in order before moving forward with new business endeavors. So anyway, just glad to be in this room. I also saw Amani was here, so here to support you, Amani, too. See what you were doing by day, since I know we talk in the evenings a lot. So I'm glad to be here.
Bible dose in
the morning. So I'm curious, Amani, what services do you do from a business standpoint?
So what me and Alaric have decided to do is combine our strengths, and so that we can help everybody at a more efficient rate. And so he comes in with the logistics side, where it's like, hey, let's get our stuff together. Like he's been helping me grow so much, and I'm trying to get him to come on a Bible Dose too, so he can connect with everybody. And what I do is I provide marketing consultations as well as marketing services. So definitely in the online space. I can also do stuff, in person, like with clients and stuff like that, or vending events. I've done that as well. But I'm definitely enjoying, being able to expand and meet a bunch of people and empower them so that they can build their brands online. And bro, you said something about practicality concerning web development. There's a lot of opportunity out here. Folks still have the same website from 1985. So, be encouraged to get out there, because there's a lot of opportunity concerning tech advancement. And like Alaric and Aaron are doing, they're learning the coding aspects. And that's really going to be the future. And so we probably got 10 years, if that, before kind of like web developers. Well, I don't know what type of web developer you are, but like with what it is that I do, like I probably got about, 5 to 10 years before that's no longer going to be relevant, because it's the coders that without a doubt are the future. My 11-year-old cousin, she's building houses on Roblox, and I'm gonna buy her a baby coding program this year so that she can rock it out, because that's the future.
Yeah, no, it really is the future. And I think personally, I've been at it for so long, I think I just need to get that new motivation for it. So this, I've been exploring the whole NFT craze and the metaverse and stuff like that, to see how I can like make a new impact in that space. Because of course, we run our businesses, but then we also have to make sure that they are like aligned with our personal desires and mental health and all of that. And so my challenge really with being like a web designer and developer was also needing to take a step back from social media myself. But that was really problematic because, of course, with my line of work, it's like I kind of have to be glued into social media as well. So I've been trying to figure out that challenge moving forward with business.
I think that's dope because you know what I'm saying. There's so much growth in the advancement area, and so we definitely have to make sure, you know, within these next couple of years that we are prepared to pivot in the event of anything with technology advances, with all the things out here in the world, and learn as much as we can so that we can, of course, take care of our families and stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
And Mario, it's kind of interesting. You kind of touched on the NFT subject because I myself, I have actually created a collection of NFTs, and on my channel, if you guys can, if you can go to YouTube at IE Experts Consulting. I have a video there that shows people how to create thousands of NFTs or a whole NFT collection without needing to know code. Just because I felt like in our community we're always the last to know everything. You know what I'm saying? So at least it'll help people that are interested in the NFT space get a foot in the door. As far as creating NFT collections and things like that. I'm also working on a video on how to create your own wallet and how to create your own marketplace, NFT marketplace. Because if you look at OpenSea, their gas fees went all the way up to a couple $100. I remember when it was just $2, and basically a few cents just to mint your NFT and put it on the market on OpenSea. Now, because OpenSea's prices have went up so high, they actually created a vacuum for other NFT marketplaces to come in and make money off of the royalty contracts and having people sign, put their NFTs on your marketplace and things like that. So I really think it's a good place, as far as that goes.
Yeah, no, definitely. I will definitely be connecting with your channel. Because that's actually through Fanbase. There's been a couple rooms that have really gone into, on a pretty thorough level, just the process of NFTs and cryptocurrency and all of that. So I think I've also gotten to a place where on a programming level, I'm sort of aging myself out from how things are moving so quickly. So I think that is the next space for me to explore a lot more. So definitely appreciate that.
Yes. So,
but can you actually say the channel again on YouTube?
The channel is IE Experts Consulting. At IE Experts Consulting.
Got it.
Yes, sir.
And have you had success selling NFTs so far?
So I sold an NFT T-shirt. For basically, I sold the shirt and the NFT. I sold it for $100.
Awesome.
Yeah. But the main thing behind selling NFTs is to have a utility. If you don't have a utility, then basically, if you're not like, this is just my personal opinion, and from what I've seen, and because the space is so new, if you're not a celebrity or somebody that's notable in the public already, that has a following, that people are willing to support you, it's going to be kind of hard to sell an NFT if you don't have a cause behind it, a utility or a cause. Like, if I buy this NFT, what am I getting? Besides the digital information, what else am I getting? What can I do with this NFT? What does it support? What is it that I'm supporting? what does it do? Do I get any season? Like what I've seen, who was it? That one of the sports teams, I guess they put together an NFT, and then you're able to have like season holder tickets or season tickets for the team and stuff like that. So that's part of the utility they put on it. But yeah, that's what I've noticed. Is anyone else in looking at that, Mario?
I'm heavily into it. However, not so much as the NFT side of it. I'm more of being the middleman. So being the blockchain on which certain things are being done on. So that's what I'm more focused on. NFTs are cool, like you said, the utility of it. That's cool. You either have to have a great cause, like you said, or a big name. So if you don't have those, you're just on the consumer side of things. So my thought pattern now is being the middleman and being on the product making side of it. So and creating NFTs is a product. However, if you can show people how to make money, if anybody's ever heard of a DAO, what a DAO is, that's where I'm more focused on, and using having a DAO with a blockchain connected to it to create something that can be utilized through many different platforms and stuff like that. So that's what I'm actually in school and learning how to do all of that now. So in the next year or two, I should be up and running.
So Aaron, you're becoming a blockchain developer?
Yeah, coder, blockchain developer, front end, back end, like being the full stack for you.
Nice, man. We're gonna have to connect because I'll be having some questions, and I actually seen I have a friend that became a blockchain developer, and we talk sometimes. So it's always good to have a network of brothers that got their head got their head in that space. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Are you familiar with the DAO?
No, I'm not. Can you kind of explain what that is?
Yeah. So like you said with the NFL team, there's a lot of NFL teams, NBA teams, they're doing it now. You can buy into it to where you either buy an NFT or you buy a season ticket. But a DAO is, let's say everybody in this room right now. We're the starting people. So we put money in to build towards the DAO. It's just like a co-op. Are you familiar with a co-op? Like with the apartment or?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's what it is. Initially, it's a co-op for cryptocurrency. So you create a establishment or a Web3 website to where people can buy into this, and what the DAO actually does, it goes out there as a hedge fund, a crypto hedge fund. Let me make it as simple as I can because I was going to go real deep. Crypto hedge. So you make it residual. And what makes it different from a regular hedge fund, they get paid quarterly. Well, in the DAO, you can get paid weekly. However, it has to stay in there for a certain period of time to create the liquidity that's needed in order to actually give you the money when you actually pull all of your money out. So the business actually goes out and acquires certain things, and that creates the value that is used for creating the liquidity for being able to be pulled out for the people, or you can keep it in. So I hope that made sense to everybody. I tried to make it as simple as possible.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a very, it makes sense to me. That's a very interesting subject. We'll have to connect offline or do the DM about that, man, because that's definitely something I'm interested in.
Did that make sense to, not to cut you out, but yeah, definitely. Did that make sense to everybody?
Absolutely. It's that and collective growth.
Yeah. I just want to say it because that's how I wanted to make it as simple. So like, and I don't want to mess up your name, brother. IE expert was saying about MetaMask. So how do you explain MetaMask to your grandma, IE expert?
How well I would explain MetaMask to my grandma would be that it's a digital wallet.
What would that mean for her? Because you say it like that, and she gonna be like, oh yeah, okay. How do I use it now? Because you know how difficult that MetaMask is to set up if you don't know anything.
Absolutely. You know what? I actually never thought about breaking it down on that level of, like to somebody that wouldn't understand. So that's a good question.
I think Corey was about to say something.
How you doing? Yeah, I wanted to get some information. I heard you say about business credit and then personal credit history. My credit is good, but it couldn't hurt a boost. So I want to connect with you on that and figure out what products you have and just everything about it and connect with you.
Absolutely, Corey. You can hit me on the DM with your contact information, and we can rap about it. Are you on the East Coast or West Coast?
I'm in the Midwest. I'm in Chicago, but I also have a person I'm gonna be connecting you with. They're in California, Sacramento. Oakland to be exact.
Okay, perfect. Yep, just let me know. Hit me up in the DM. I'll be checking my DM after this room.
Okay, no problem. I got you.
But yeah, Aaron, that's a good question. How would you explain it to your grandma?
So that's what I'm working on. I'm working on, because the more simple you can make something for people to be able to use it, then the more it'll be utilized, correct?
Absolutely, that's right.
So explaining to your grandmother, hey, it's a digital wallet. All right, when she gets on there, make it so it's as easy as possible for her to be able to use it. Because when something is easy for the regular person, that's when you hit profitability. Like if he was to make these hearts instead of being half or 52%, I think that they take out. But if he made it 10%, how many people would actually buy hearts and then share them more?
Interesting. That's an interesting concept, yeah.
So that's what I'm working on. Like, I get that everybody is on the NFT thing. That's cool. We should be. However, that's just the tip of the iceberg. And iceberg is real, real deep and big. So I'm on the deep end doing research on how, this whole mechanism can be used. I asked my pops, who is he's an economist, and I was like, what you think about the Web3? Web3 is really coming up. And that's how you can utilize your DAO. And he was just like, well, you either create a mechanism that make money or hide money. So that's what I've been doing.
That's a good one. And you know what? That's very interesting. That's all I can say.
So, gentlemen, correct me if I'm wrong. My mindset when it comes to like coding and blockchain, NFT, all this stuff, right? I got grandma's mindset, right? When I saw they freaking added 4K, I'm like 720p is still great. Like, we don't need. I'm like 1080p. We ain't even looking at that, right? So, would it be accurate, or am I close to say, okay, so the blockchain or the new wave is, like you guys said, like Alaric said, digital wallet, right? And inside of our digital wallet, similar to $100 bill, a $50 bill, $20 bill, $10 bill, $5 and a $1 bill. This is what goes into those categories, and you're able to purchase things like Bitcoin or investments or, stuff in the metaverse. And it's just, instead of it being in our physical space, it's in the online space. So we don't have to hold it. Technology holds it for us. Technology is the land, and we're able to purchase things from our digital wallet into that land. I don't know. Is that close?
Yes, you are. Let me make it even more as simple, because I like to keep it as simple as possible so everybody can kind of get it. Chuck E. Cheese. You know how you get coins and a card. Can't use it nowhere else though, right?
Yeah, that piece is lit. Chuck E. Cheese piece is lit.
Yeah, you know, you have everything that you can utilize in there. So what NFT, most NFTs are like Chuck E. Cheese. So my mindset is to make something in the middle of where you can take Chuck E. Cheese and you can use those same tokens and all of that stuff that you got at Dave & Buster. What if you had something like that? Well, I don't know if Dave & Buster's is everywhere, but trying to think of something.
That's lit though. A fair tickets, right?
Yeah,
there you go.
To swap in between, or even Roadblock, like you were saying, your niece, she had Roadblock. So what if she could use the tokens or whatever that she had, the coins that she had on Roadblock left over, and then she's able to use them in real life at Chuck E. Cheese?
She would be lit. Baby girl would be... she would go off.
Yeah, that's what I'm in the process of creating right now. Them to be able to do that.
Yo, that's dope, bro. Okay, you guys are teaching me today. Me and Sven, we, you know, saying we cute, we in the background, we listening. Go ahead, y'all do your thing. Alec, Aaron, y'all teaching us today.
Well,
Yes.
Yeah, I'm still learning. This is just the things that I've been learning. I don't really go into the other room because they just talk about NFTs, and I'm like, that's cool. NFTs are cool. It is. And Bitcoin, he is a great guy to listen to follow Bitcoin. He's doing a lot of amazing things. So if you do want to get in NFTs and follow people who are creating NFTs and what to invest in the Bitcoin, he's a great person to follow and ask questions. However, I'm on the utilizing side. So when you buy these things, there is a gas fee. Some places have no gas fee, and some places have really low gas fee. However, there's nothing that you can utilize to where you can use all of those. They have Pancake Swap, Uniswap, you know, those things that they're creating. I want to create something that even those things can utilize. Like, yeah. But I'm still, like I said, I'm still learning.
Yo, okay. So, correct me if I'm wrong, bro. You're saying that, okay, so there's this movie. I want to say it's not, I think it's on Peacock, right? And it was based off of the true story about how this dude, and it's based off a true story about how he actually was labeled being a part of the porn industry. He created a thing where these two knuckleheads, they decided to take the stuff from the magazines and put it online. And so they coded this thing where people can actually start to purchase what it is that they wanted to see. So they connected with this guy who was the middleman, who created the transaction fee. So he had coded this whole transaction. So when we go to a store or whatever, or when we make a purchase, i.e. almost like that additional tax, that goes back to the original merchant. And so what he did was created within what their product was, which was in the porn industry. And like dudes just started like making bank because more and more people, that's how it just started to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Is that the same, like that, like, so what you're saying, the utilization?
That's exactly. Yep, that's exactly. I had an idea for OnlyFans too. I really did. I have a great idea for OnlyFans that can help. It'll literally help the mostly ladies or whoever is on there utilizing to be able to reinvest in themselves. And I'm just like, but it's OnlyFans, so I don't really want to. I don't want to get into that like that.
They changing it.
Yeah.
They changing that though. Because it wasn't originally what it is today. You know that sis that's on Instagram, Sister Red Jacket. Shoot, she does a whole bunch of stuff on. I know her name. It's not Monique. It's Hold on, I'm gonna go find her real quick because they reached out to her because she's a Christian, because she does Christian comedy. And she was like, what is this OnlyFans? And she was like, I rebuke you. So it was like really funny, but they don't want it to be seen as that type of industry, even though that's what it kind of turned out to be, if that makes sense. But I think that's dope. Hi, Dreams. Sorry.
Yo, what's good?
What's going on with you? Yeah, I know. I followed OnlyFans for a while and seen the rise of it. However, I see how, implementing this one thing, literally implementing this one thing will help. It will not only help the people who created it, but it'll be just reciprocity, more reciprocity, and it would just help out the people who want it more. Because once that money gone, it's gone, and you ain't gonna look like that forever. So building it up in something that can actually potentially make you more money down the line would make sense to me. But I don't know. I've been really praying about it for real, because I'm like, I know this will go. You get 2 or 3 on there, and they start to see how this works. I know it'll go, but I gotta give it up to God. I don't want anything to be looked at. Like you said, that guy, he looked at it as being in the porn industry now. That could create a whole different outlook on, where God has me going. So, but that's just me.
I could understand that. Her name is Anna C. Douglas on Instagram, and she went like double viral when she started hitting up the major gospel artists. And like for Ricky Dillard, she was like, this is what Ricky Dillard be like. And like she found the cartoon versions of each and every single gospel artist. And she did the cartoon version of Ricky Dillard, and it was green colors from The Wiz. And so that was like absolutely hilarious because that matches his personality. But I know Mr. Alaric, I think we only have 5 more minutes, but I do want to make sure that Dreams has his opportunity to also share his business real quick and drop what he does. But Mr. Alaric, you are in control, sir.
Like she said, we got about 5 more minutes left. Dreams, go ahead and let us know who you are, what your business does.
I had to hop outside right quick, man. The kids being loud. My bad. Hey, everybody, my name's Dreams. And in fact, how everybody doing again?
I'm chilling. Good to see you.
What's up, Dreams?
Fine.
Good.
All right, cool. That's what's up, man. Bless. I like to hear that. But anyway, hey guys, my name is Dreams. I'm with Dreams Impact Comics. Here at Dreams Impact Comics, we focus on telling compelling and diverse illustrated stories, pretty much comic books. As we climb this ladder, we wanted to inspire others to pursue their dreams and goals regardless of the impact. No matter the size or the size of the goal, we all can make an impact.
Love that.
Dope too. Like when it comes to graphic drawing, that man fine for real.
Appreciate it, and appreciate that, dog. So far, I have one comic book out. Working on releasing the second portion. At the exact same time, working on special graphics of my characters and cosplay as like Star Wars characters, because there's a date coming up called May 4th, meaning May the Force be with you and stuff like that, as well as 420. So I just got special like the graphics and stuff for my characters for those specific days so far. But as far as releasing comic books, most people are able to read and be up to date on my stories through Patreon or Ko-fi. Other than that, I release them on Patreon, and then I release them on my website, and then after that, I release them on Amazon. So it's normally how I do the process of publishing my comic books, digitally and paperback.
And I purchased one, and it reminds me of, like, it's a very real story. However, it reminds me of Aaron McGruber when he used to write for the newspaper. Not when he was doing Boondocks like on TV, but when he was doing it in the newspaper.
Oh yes. In fact, you guys mind me pretty much reading you guys the summary of my story that I'm working on as of right now?
Go ahead.
Okay, cool, man. So the story I'm working on right now is called Crisis. Crisis is a post-apocalyptic story that I'm working on. The story Crisis takes place after the disappearance of over half of the Earth's population. 5 strangers must travel in a manual unkept Colorado, facing all odds of survival, as they travel in search of a sanctum. On this journey, they discover the most wicked and cruel situations people are subjected to in order to survive a crisis.
I like it. It kind of gives the feeling of what's going on with this COVID thing. So it's in alignment. I like it, man. That's dope.
Appreciate that. Definitely. I definitely do some COVID stuff in there too, masks and all this stuff. So yeah.
I think that's dope because you're giving the kids and those of us who are still a kid at heart an apocalyptic view on things. And like if you ever rock it out to where, you know what I'm saying, you get it to the Walking Dead level, please do not sell the company. Please do not sell the show. Because after Robert Kirkman sold the rights to AMC, everything like that, everything just went downhill with TWD.
Oh, you know I'm not selling nothing. Shoot, my family never owned anything. I'm finna own everything I create. You better believe that.
That's awesome, Dream. This is actually the trend that I'm seeing as well, is just the power of our stories. I feel like we've been held back for a while now with seeing, stories that just break free from the restrictions of what we're used to seeing. And we have such an imagination as a people. And so just to hear that you're putting out stories that really tap into, presenting a whole different picture, I think that's awesome. And I also think that that's the trend that's going forward right now. So really encouraged by that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And like I said, I believe we all should own our stuff. And I understand at certain points you might have to sell, but don't sell it to the point where you have no say-so. That's what I would say.
I always keep the majority equity. That's what I learned from watching Mark Zuckerberg.
And Shark Tank. Yeah, exactly what I learned from Shark Tank.
Yeah. I mean, well, if I was to go on there, it all depends on what I had. Because I do have some inventions that I actually want to sell, like whole thing. But anyway, this ain't bro. Go ahead, bro, because I know you said you was better.
All right. I definitely appreciate everybody sharing what they do. Time is the most valuable asset that we have in this life. So definitely appreciate you guys spending it with us. And in return, we're going to continue to give you business tips and tricks. I am Alaric of IE Experts. We are signing out. Unless anyone has any more questions, comments, or concerns, we want to just be mindful of everybody's time. We usually close out here at 8 o'clock. But anyone else have anything that they would like to say before we close out?
I'm just hopeful this platform also gets to a point where we're sort of being like, Voltron and putting, using our resources together and collaborating and putting together projects in unison more so, because there's just so much talent out here. And I noticed, everybody's doing a lot of great things, but really looking forward to the collaborative aspect as well. So just hope those opportunities come available more.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. That's what we're looking for as far as the vision goes. That's what we're looking at, man. So we definitely appreciate everybody for coming. Please join us on our next room that we have. I believe it will be on Friday at the same time, same place. Thank you guys for coming, and please enjoy your day.
All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Everybody take care.
Hey, so how you feeling?
What's up? Let's debrief.
You got that car ropey. You been driving the whole time?
Yeah, I've been driving for
Okay.
8 years. Did it sound like it?
Hmm.
I said, did it sound like it?
No. There was a couple. Oh, hold on. Let me stop the recording. Hold on. Let me see.